Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is Priscilla here from Pristine Guidance, and I have a reading for you today. Now this is the first reading that I've done, YouTube reading, for a while now, and so I'm excited to get back into it, but also bear with me as I open my channels again to be of service for you here and now. And that is my intention, is to be of service for our healing at this point in time. This reading today, I felt what I heard when I kind of connected with Spirit was to do messages from the healing temple, and this is guidance for your healing right now. I have 3 cards in front of you here today. They're 3 mandalas. The first mandala here is your personal mandala. The second mandala is Path of the Heart, and the third mandala is Response. So pick which mandala that you feel drawn to, and I will get started with your reading. Hi there, group number 1, and welcome to your reading. I'm Priscilla and I am from Pristine Guidance, and you have chosen the personal mandala. So, you know, I don't know the personal meaning of each and every one of these cards, so I'm just going to channel what I receive from Spirit and what my intuition tells me. So with this card here, with the personal mandala, as you can see with the other groups here, they're coloured in, but with your personal mandala, it is not coloured in. So this is a message from the Healing Temple that I feel like it's a blank slate for you, group number 1. I feel as though your healing, your path, your journey at this point in time is yours to colour. It's always been yours to colour, but I feel as though there could have been a cycle that's ended recently, or there's a new beginning, something that you've recently started. But there's a whole new blank slate opening for you. And here we have with the personal mandala, you can color this any way you like. So that means that you can create whatever it is that you want from this. If this is an ending that has occurred in your life recently, then what is it that you want to start with in your, because every ending begins something new, and Spirit's showing me like a book. It's like a new chapter in your life, so you're opening up to a new chapter. Okay, some of you, this might be something, it might be something like leaving a job, it might be something like ending a relationship, it might be something like, you know, something that's significant that has now ended, and now it's a new beginning, because it's a new it's an ending, but it's going to start something new. Sorry, I'm getting kind of 2 different energies here. So for some of you, something has just ended or is about to end, okay, but it is going to be an opportunity for you to heal and understand from this in order to create your journey, your life, through your filter, through your own imaginings, I'm hearing, through your own, what is it you want in your world? Who is it that you want to be, right? There's a new pathway here. And as I say that, I can see in your card here 2 different paths. So we're starting off with one path. So you're on one trajectory here. You're on one way, but you've come here, and it's almost like a crossroads, right? There's 2 different ways that you can go. So there's also a message here of 2 different ways that you can go, or it's just a general message that you have a choice about where you want to go next, and you get to paint your own picture, your own vision, Spirit is saying. All right. Now, the other message is that you have just started something new, and perhaps it's unknown to you. Perhaps you don't know what's going to come of this. There's a journey to this, and I feel as though with this journey, you are going to learn a lot, and I feel as though you get to, it's your choice on how you want it to look like, okay? So what do you want from this journey? Now, that journey could be different for everybody, okay? Something different in your life. Think about or feel into at the moment. What is it? If this is resonating with you, if this is something new that you've started, what is it? And how can you make it yours? How can you embrace it? How can you accept it? How can you change? Like there's also a message here of how can you evolve from an old way of being into a completely new way of being, or you know, advancing from one level to another level. All right, so there's something here about you creating a evolutionary growth for yourself, a step up for yourself. There's also saying, like, I'm hearing humbling as well. Like, I feel like you may have been going through some humbling experiences, or that perhaps this new beginning is very humbling. All right, so in all, whatever message you resonate with, this is talking about you making your life beautiful. That's what I'm hearing from Spirit. It's talking about, for you, making your life beautiful. How do you want to make your life beautiful? How do you want to fill in this picture? What colors do you want? Because Spirit is handing you the key, and that's what I can literally see right now, is Spirit handing you the key. All right, so it's a very healing, it's a beautiful healing journey, because what I'm seeing from this and what I'm feeling in the energy is that there's peace that I'm feeling from this. Now, if you're going through an ending right now and it's difficult, not all endings are difficult. Some are more difficult than others. But if it is very difficult, this is an opportunity for you to hear, right, that peace is coming again. Understanding is coming again. And it's like, I'm feeling drawn to reading this. I've got a scroll up on my wall, and it says, life runs in cycles and the wheel never stops turning. No matter how dark the night morning comes, no matter how cold the winter spring comes, and when you feel despair, know that the wheel is turning and joy will come. So, and that joy will come is really standing out to me. So I feel like there's joy coming in, sprouting up from your life, and Spirit's showing me fields of like sprouting flowers. And so I feel as though your journey, right, is opening up to more life, and it's life that you've planted seeds for. They're saying that you've planted these seeds through your imagining, through your dreams, through your desires. Something that you've been wanting is sprouting, and I feel as though also there's a surprise element that's coming in for you. So your healing messages from the Temple of Healing is that there is peace, there's resolve, there's love, there's just a really beautiful serenity that I'm feeling in your reading, and it's just because there's beauty abounds for you. There's so much that is ready to sprout or is already sprouting for you. And so how you move now on your journey and on your path to the decisions that you make, okay, it's going to be beautiful, and it's how you want to paint it. It's your path, and it's not controlled by anybody else. It's not what anybody else has set for you. It's what you want for you. It's what you really want in your heart, and it's happening, okay? And I'm hearing that, and I'm seeing that you are protected. Spirit's showing me a bubble of light around you, a bubble of, and it's like they're watching over you right now. I want to show you, the reason I'm saying that is I can see this card that I have up in my altar, and it's this card here, and that's what they're making me look at. And it's interesting because you can see the mountains here, and here's the mountains here, and the sun is behind. Look at the sun here. The sun is behind her, and I feel like this here, you know, this could be your higher self. This could be your spirit guides, your angels, God, whoever it is that you resonate or you feel guides you. All right, it's like you're protected in this, and that you will see. You might not see it right now. You can see both of their eyes are closed. You cannot see it right now, but there is so much beauty that is blossoming, and you can see all the flowers in the background here. And it's interesting because we're talking about the temples. You can see 2 temples, and we're talking about 2 here as well. You know, so for some of you, this could be 2 new beginnings, like quite big new beginnings that are coming in for you. But of course, it's going to be different for everybody. Just take what messages resonate for you personally in your personal life. All right. So yeah, let's get some more cards. Sometimes too, you know, it's hard to see beyond the mountains. You know, if there's all these, if you're on a journey, just say for example, and you're going for a long walk, and you kind of get lost on this walk, and you come up to these mountains, you know, you can't see beyond the mountains. But what I'm feeling is that on the other side of those mountains is quite a surprise for you. So I wouldn't be surprised if something unexpected happens for you, group number 1, and it's just going to be so healing for you. I feel like it's going to renew your faith, and it's just going to open up so much for you. Each and every one of you, it's going to be different personally. We've got negativity. Yeah, see, with the negativity card, like as I said, you see the mountains, and that can be quite discouraging when you can't see what's on the other side. When that happens, it creates a lot of worry and stress and tension, right? Especially if you're going through something difficult, all right? Or if something's just ended, like it's like, what's now? And depending on what that ending is, it can create quite a ripple effect within you, and really shake you up. But with the 1-7, when I see that number together, to me, that represents you and your own path. It also represents your learning, your growth. And you can see all the mushrooms here. That signifies growth. And it's almost like I see her resting as well. And you can see the rainbow wing here. It's like that colouring that's going to come back in. I wonder if for some of you, you've been lacking some colour in your life, meaning you've lacked some inspiration, or you've lacked some joy, happiness even. Like, and maybe for some of you, you've felt a lack of faith. And in this negativity card, you can see her resting. But even though she is resting, group number 1, you can see the little mushrooms have little faces on them, watching over them, right? Watching over her. I'm just wondering, group number 1, whether there is a connection here with you traveling to the mountains, or whether there's some connection with the rainforest or something like that. It won't be for everyone, but I'm just throwing that out there because I'm feeling that for some of you. Maybe there's an opportunity here for you to get some rest, to seek refuge somewhere. Somewhere outside of your actual day-to-day. It could even just be like a trip to somewhere really peaceful that's out in nature, just to get respite from your thoughts, because she has a hand on her forehead. So perhaps, you know, your thoughts have been very active. But of course I understand, because you do have that unknown aspect here in your reading. So really, I feel like in your reading so far, they're saying that it's almost a message of encouragement here, and support, knowing it's like a reassurance is the word I'm trying to find. Thank you, Spirit. Positive minded people. Okay, so I'm getting a message here that there is somebody here, someone around you. This could be Spirit themselves, or this could be saying reach out to someone positive around you, or someone positive who is going to cross your path, group number one, that's going to help you shift your mindset here. Sometimes, like when we are in a state within our minds and our own reality around us is showing us one story, it can be very difficult to get out of that story. So sometimes you know, someone can come along and they can share a different perspective, or share some joy, you know, because I am seeing that here. It's like that childness, that I can't even get my words. You know, I just wonder if for some of you, you're having trouble getting your words, or whether you're very confused, or whether you're, you know, just struggling somewhat. But here we have, it's kind of like that child innocence and that joy. And I feel like there's a community, or there are people around you who want to support you, or who's someone who's going to come and help you shift your perspective. And you know, not that they may not even just give you, it might not even be advice, it could be, but it might be just that somebody takes you out of your state of being right now, and into a new state of being. Or for those of you who, you know, there's a new start already, you're shifting from this state here of negativity into a positive state with positive people. All right, because as I said with the start of your reading, I do feel there's an openings that are here, or that are just sprouting here in your life, and you're going to meet some really lovely people through this, people who really resonate with you. There's definitely a newness around you here. That 2 and 3 is 5, so there's those changes. Wherever there's been division, group number one, I feel like it's going to come together. Okay, look at that. Progress. All right, so this is beautiful, because that's what I feel like. There's progress here for you. Can you see the butterflies in the background, on her wing here? There's a lot of butterflies. There's people. I don't know if you can see it very well. So there's definitely new people on the horizon for you, very healing people. So if you've experienced a lot of negativity around you, particularly in your relationships, I feel like there's going to be a shift. Either the people that you're already having difficulties with, maybe their perspective's changing, maybe they're going to shift, and there's going to be healing within your relationships. Or this could be new people that you're meeting, that you feel a community with, that you feel like you can be vulnerable with, that really help you to see how beautiful you are, and to help you color in this card, this mandala here, to color it the way you want to, through seeing other positive experiences and other expanded way of being. You can then color a different picture, you know. So there's definite progress here for you, and it's very beautiful. I feel there's a sense of beauty. I keep saying it in this reading for you today. What are the messages from the Healing Temple, please? Okay. Let love grow. This is really beautiful, because we're talking about positive minded people, and as I said, that I feel like there are new connections that are coming in for some of you, or there is going to be a renewal within the connections that you're already in. And you can see here in this picture, it looks like a couple. So for some of you, this could be a romantic partnership, but it could be any type of partnership. There's a message I'm getting here, and it's not going to be for everyone, but it may resonate for someone that I'm channeling this for. I feel as though there could have been a relationship that you're just about to end or have ended very recently, and I feel like you've been felt quite tied into it. I feel like it has burdened you a lot, and I feel as though there may have been a bit of control within this relationship, quite a bit of it wasn't kind of working the way that you wanted it to or that you had imagined it, but I feel like you're going to move beyond this, okay? And there's a message here that it had to help you to see something here, that there's a learning, regardless of whether this is a partnership that you resonate with, that you've been in, or whether this is with people in general, your general relationships. Perhaps you've experienced quite how can I say it, unequal or unreciprocal friendships, partnerships, business partners. I feel as though that it's like you've been learning from this, and I feel like it's helped to shift you from one way of experiencing relationships to another way of experiencing relationships. There's a sense here of you progressing from what you used to accept to what you're accepting now, because what you were accepting in the past was what was your old understanding of who you are or who you thought you were. But now you're coloring your own picture, and through that coloring of your new picture, you're progressing onto relationships and friendships that are much more reciprocal in nature and much more joyful and loving. So yeah, this is really, really beautiful message. I'm happy for you. Cultivate love, right? So we've got let love grow and cultivate love, right? So allow that love in. You know, we hear all these sayings, you know, when you watch videos and you listen to teachers speaking, we hear all these. But what does it really mean? Letting love in, cultivating love. Well, there can be many layers to this, group number one. But what I'm feeling here for you is it's loving who you are and allowing that love of self to open you up to a grander way of being, and allowing you, because one thing that I have learnt on my journey, you know, when I've done private readings, you know, I get a lot of people, that I get a message for, and it's about self-love, and they say to me, but I do love myself. And especially when it comes to relationships, okay? And one thing that I often say to put it in perspective is, you may say that you love yourself, but what do you accept in your life? Because what you accept shows you how much you respect and love yourself. Does that make sense, group number one? It's like you learning about what you no longer want, what you no longer respect, what you no longer want to tolerate. And you now know, okay, because you are a kind-hearted person. We see a lot of green here. You're very loving, you're very heart-centered. But you would allow other people or the world around you to muddy your waters, to contaminate your reality of how you see yourself, how you see your life. And remember, we're talking about painting a new picture. So through this learning, you now are going, okay, I love myself enough not to settle for someone who doesn't treat me correctly. Or when somebody does something that hurts me, I now don't allow that anymore. I stand up for myself. I walk away if I need to. And in doing this, group number one, this is where your progression is. This has been a big life lesson for you, I feel, for a lot of you. And this is where your progression is, mostly in your relationships, which is taking you on new journeys. Because these are new people. And another message I'm getting here is oftentimes when we switch, we're not switch, but we grow from one way of being into a new way of being, right? There's often this overlap in some words, okay? Where you're still kind of protecting or shielding yourself because of your experiences. And so with the cultivating love and letting love in, I feel like it's using your wisdom of what you know, and it's opening up to the love that within you, knowing now that you love who you are, that you have your boundaries, that you've set the tone for your relationships, that now you can allow that love in from others. Because even if they show you or treat you in any way that is not in alignment with you, and that is negative, that you have the wisdom and the strength to walk forwards. It's just different now. It's different, group number one. Let's see if we can get any messages from the animals here. We have the spider, the high priestess, and we have the bluebird. Okay, with the bluebird here, this is the Three of Swords, emotional storm, freedom from strife. So I feel like that's what you're going through. That's what you've been through, or what you're going through, and that's where you're going. The emotional storm, the experiences that have created so much negativity in your life. You are now flying away. You're moving on into more positivity, and love is going to grow in your life. That is why it's so much more beautiful. And look at the beautiful blue. You know, for me, blue connects with that throat chakra, and it connects also with the heart. There's also blue in the heart. And so it's like you spreading your wings and you moving on from the negativity into this beautiful new painting, to color it with all the colors that you may have lacked before. And being your authentic self in the world, within your relationships and within your experiences, regardless of the heartache. Right? And here we have the spider. And the spider always represents that creativity as well. And that's what we're talking about here. It's you creating and painting your beautiful picture in life. And the high priestess, it's balance, intuition, and secret knowledge. You've learned a lot, or you will be learning a lot, but it's freeing you. Do you see? You're being freed here. Even if it feels really difficult, it's freeing you. So if you're standing at those mountains right now and you can't see beyond those mountains, this is a message of reassurance that you are being freed. So keep going, keep trusting your intuition. You're highly intuitive. Balance is coming back into your life. And if balance has never been in your life, well, you are going to experience, I have to breathe. It's like you're going to experience another whole new kind of world for yourself. And it's really, really beautiful, group number one. All right, let's get some messages from the angels, gods, and goddesses. Messages. All three came out together. Okay, so we have Angel of Joyfulness. Something wondrous and magical is about to happen. And you know, I'm not really getting the message of what it is, but because it's unseen. But sometimes it has to be that way. And I know in my own experience, group number one, that can be very difficult. But if we saw everything, we wouldn't truly understand and know it and experience that beautiful unfolding that is meant to take place for you. Group number one, we've got the Goddess of Nature, and you know, a lot of the nature's coming up in your reading. You reap what you sow. Your dream is coming into fruition. So I think I mentioned in the very beginning about your dreams, your desires, right? You planted those seeds and they're coming into fruition, all right? And then we have the Goddess of Justice. What seems an injustice is actually a blessing. Yeah, look at that. I can't make this up. I can't make this up, group number one. Over and over again, you know, the messages that I'm getting for you is that there's beautiful blessings on the other side, or whatever you've just started or just began within your life, it's just going to blossom. When this is going to take and how long, I can't tell you. I wish I could. But I know that I feel that there's this really, really beautiful blossoming and change coming in and healing. You're going to feel so whole. It's like a wholeness that I feel, and a healing that's so beautiful. And you know, Spirit's showing me in my mind's eye just the horizon. And it's like, it's almost like when you're sitting out watching the sun rise, and it's so beautiful. And so watch that sun rise in your life, because it is now your turn, and you will see why everything that's just happened had to happen in order to free you, group number one, and to bring you to the other side. So that is the messages I have for you. I want to send you so much love. Thank you so much for listening. If you like this or resonated with this, please like, subscribe, or comment. Thank you very much. Much love. Bye. Hello, group number two, and welcome to your reading. My name is Priscilla, and here we have is the Path of the Heart. So we are receiving messages today from the Healing Temple, and we will look at pretty much just giving it a general, whatever wants to channel through for you here today. So the Path of the Heart, you know, when I first started when I turned the camera on for group number two, the first thing that came to me is family. So I feel like for some of you, there's healing within your family, or there's bliss wants to come to my mind. Perhaps there's a desire for family. Maybe there's a desire for children. Maybe for someone watching, you've been trying to have children and haven't been able to have a child, and I feel like this has been sending you on quite a journey, and there's been some suffering through that. And I feel as though the healing message here is that there's going to be a beautiful outcome. All right, so please just take what resonates. But that is a message for somebody listening. But there's something around family here for some of you as well. But also with the Path of the Heart, this to me is a path of what it is that you truly want, what it is that you truly desire from deep within your core, what you truly want for yourself, what you truly want to see in your life, and how you want to truly experience your life. So you are on a path of the heart. You are someone who follows your intuition. You're someone who follows what feels right for you. All right. Now, there's another message I'm getting here. For some of you who are following their heart, there may have been some conflict within your family, because you may have gone through a spiritual awakening, you may have come to understand things differently, or you may have been growing within yourself, and there may be some conflicts within the family because of you're not, that in their eyes you're not the same as you once were. You don't see things in the same light as you once did, and therefore they are struggling with seeing you this way. Follow the path that's true for you. All else will either fall away or it will come back around. I know that from my own experience. Everyone's journey is different, but that's what I'm hearing. It'll either fall away or it will come back around. And I feel for you, group number 2, I feel like you are healers. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are a healer and working as a healer. It could do, but it just means that you have this beautiful energy of healing, and that you're very intuitive, you're very sensitive, and you are heart-centered. And it's when you're a heart-centered person, when you're somebody very in touch with your soul, if you don't follow that, you can become depressed or down, or just experience a sense of not being whole. And it's because you're so connected with your soul that you have to follow those promptings, and these promptings can really take you outside of the grid of what's considered normal within society. This is kind of like the path less traveled, and so it takes a lot of courage to walk this path, and fortitude as well. Okay. But there's a meeting in the middle here. I feel like for someone watching, like, if this is in regards to a relationship, I feel like there's a meeting in the middle with someone, and I feel like there's a renewal that's about to happen as well. I feel like I'm hearing the angels are opening the hearts of both involved, and the other person's going to see things in a new light. And I also feel like on your side of things as well, there's a new understanding that you will receive also. And I feel like there's a learning here in regards to your relationship about accepting one another. It can be very difficult when one person sees one thing one way and the other person sees something another way. But there's a meeting in the middle that's about to happen within your relationship or friendship, if this is a friendship. You'll know if this message resonates for you, but I'm definitely hearing this message for you. So there's a meeting in the middle. There's going to be an opening of hearts here and an understanding that's going to come between the both of you, which is going to bring great healing. Okay. Anything else from this card? No. Okay. Let's see. Messages from the Healing Temple. Alright, so this card came out. We have kindness. Yeah, it's interesting that we're talking about family. We've got children in this card. We've also, talking about a partnership or a friendship or some sort of, relationship here. And you can see this man giving this little dandelion to the child and acting in kindness. So there's a message of compassion here, and offering somebody the kindness that they need. This is interesting because I'm noticing within this card there are so many eyes watching. So I'm wondering if for some of you, these are role models within your family, within your community. It's like how you act, the kindness that you show is teaching other people. The compassion that you show is teaching other people. Now, this could be in the way of perhaps you have a family and you have children, and your kindness that you show to others, the forgiveness that you show to others, they see that and they're learning from you. This could be in your community. It's like there's eyes on you, and it's eyes on you in a way of you being some sort of role model here. This could even be in the context of you, despite what the scenario here is. It's like you walking your own path, and you can see the pathway here, the path of your own heart. It's like whether people agree with your path or whether they don't, they're watching you anyway. They're watching you and they're curious about you. I feel like there's a lot of curiosity around you. And so I feel like you following your own heart here, group number 2, you following your heart is going to show a lot of people a different perspective. It's going to teach a lot of people just from you being you. Nothing else. It's just you following your heart. It's going to surprise people. It's going to teach people a lot, and you may inspire other people. Definitely. Yeah. And even if this is like, if the message around your family and conflict within your family, you growing and you being authentic to yourself, they're going to learn from this. You're helping to teach them. So show, as difficult as it can be, and look, I don't know your situation, but if you can follow your heart with grace, and you can, sometimes it's hard to show kindness to those who hurt us the most. But if you can find some way of navigating and having compassion and understanding why people behave the way they do, I feel like this opens and cuts away and I have to explain, sorry guys, it's like Spirit gives me these downloads and I've got to try and interpret it. It's almost like instead of, if you imagine a bag of stones, right, the more I can't even, that's not a good, can you give me another one, Spirit? It's almost like they're showing me cutting cords, all right? It's like if you can do this in a state of kindness, you lessen the karmic struggle, okay? So you're not creating more of the negativity, because usually what happens is when people are not okay with the way you live your life, or if people are in conflict with you, it's often because they are feeling a lack of love within themselves, or there's an ignorance there, there's a lack of understanding, okay? It often comes from within them as well. So it's like the innocence of a child. A child acts a specific way, but oftentimes we know they're just a child, so we just laugh it off, or we're just like, they're just children, but when we're adults, of course, we put a lot more pressure on fellow adults to behave a certain way. But some people haven't grown beyond that child, like that behavior, if that makes any sense. I hope I'm channeling this clear enough for you guys. But yeah, so I feel like if you can find it within you to share compassion within these circumstances, it opens up a clearer path for healing to take place within the connections in your life. And I'm, here I'm talking more so about, general conflicts. I'm not talking about terribly abusive situations and that, although, compassion is good. Some situations we really have to move away from. We cannot partake in that because it is rather toxic. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about situations where people don't have the same viewpoints, or there's a struggle in some way. I just want to put that in there because everyone's going through different things, okay? I want to be mindful of that. Acceptance, look at that. There we go. So this is accepting that, you know, your partner, your friend, your family, whoever it may be, accepting that they are who they are and you are who you are, and learning to ride that wave together. You know, I found that the more that I began to accept my family for the way they were, the more loving I became. The more I accepted myself, I could then accept others. And the more I accepted others, the more they accepted me. It really changed the energy. And it's actually quite magical how I've seen things change and grow within my dynamics with people in the last 7 years. So, you know, that there is something to be said here for being in our energy and accepting ourselves, and also accepting where other people are at, and not trying to control or not trying to, you know, have them be different to us. Or sometimes it can be very difficult if you want them to understand your path or your journey and they don't understand it, and you want their acceptance, right? That's completely, I can understand that. You want their acceptance, but sometimes they're just not ready to, and that's okay. You know, we have to be okay with that, to be able to move forwards, to be able to release ourselves from the suffering that we experience from wanting somebody else to accept us. So this is like you accepting your path, your journey, riding your wave. And she's independent. She's riding her wave and holding her head up high and trusting and surrendering. Okay, so there's that trusting and surrendering to this process. And I believe I mentioned in the very beginning that there will be people fall away, and then there's others who will turn around. Okay, it happens. It happens. There's always. It's so interesting because as humans we get so caught up in things, but really we don't often have control over how something is going to turn out, or you know, how someone else sees things. All we can do is we can look to ourselves, and we can look at accepting ourselves and accepting the world around us, and that's really all we can do. And just trusting and having faith, because it's almost like, yeah, again, Spirit's showing me, it's like every time that you try to control the circumstances or other people, it's like you get more tied in. You get tied in and tied up, and it just makes your journey more difficult. So releasing that releases your ties, and you become freer in yourself. You experience more joy, and you're able to move forwards much more easily. All right, we have here answers within. Yeah, all the answers are within you. Everything starts with you. Sometimes, you know, and I'm going to bring this back to my personal experience, you hear when you're going through something like within a personal struggle or whatever, and they say answers are within, but sometimes it can be very difficult to go within in those moments. That too is okay. Just accept where you're at, and the time will come and you will see it again. All right, you will see that light again. But, you know, this is saying that all that you need to know is already there. Everything is also how it is. Like everything is how it should be right now. It's almost like there's also an unraveling happening here. I wonder if for some of you as well, there's an identity shift. Or for some of you as well, I'm getting like there's almost like you imagined a type of, you imagined having, for instance, let's just give the example, you know, you imagined having a child at the age of 20, and then you had difficulty having a child. You know, that can bring you quite a lot of stress, because it was something you dreamed of, it was something that you really wanted for yourself. And so therefore, through that not receiving that, it caused you a lot of inner turmoil, a lot of inner stress, and the way that you see yourself and see your life then changes. So I feel like, you know, it doesn't have to be that scenario, guys, but whatever it is, there's some identity shift that's happening here for you. And you also, through all of this, you are becoming more accepting and more kind with yourself and others, with life itself. You're also becoming more wise, more introspective. Maybe for some of you, you were more, you know, maybe you were all about following what everybody else was doing, or, you know, the status quo. But maybe now you're like, okay, you're starting to listen to your inner dialogue. You're starting to listen, okay, how do I want to be? And now you're going after that. You're now following that path of your heart. You're like, I don't want to go to, you know, this could be, let's just say, I don't want to go to uni. Everyone else is going to uni or college. You know, I want to start a business, right? So you're like, there's an identity kind of shift and change that's happening with that. And it can be difficult, especially if you've always done for others, or you've always followed your family, or, you know, or others' expectations, or your own expectations of what you thought you were wanting for your life. And then you have, hang on, it just doesn't feel right anymore. I'm now going to follow my own heart. And so you're becoming more introspective, and there's opportunity here for you. It's like your inner world. We're talking about your inner world here. I hope I'm making sense, guys. Maybe there has been some confusement for you as well, through this shift and change. Whoa, a lot of cards coming out for you. And fast moving energy as well, because they kind of jumped out. It's interesting because the rabbit jumped out and then jumped into my drawer, and it says 7 of Pentacles, reaping what is sown, constancy and perspective. Yeah, so perspective is changing. So if things have been on hold, like sometimes the 7 of Pentacles, there could be an element of you waiting for something to grow, to prosper here. That time has been allowing for you to shift your identity in some way to align with a desire or a dream that you have for yourself that's within your heart here. You know, when we look at it in a human sense, we want things happening very quickly, and we want, you know, we go, okay, I would like this to happen, and we go, right, I'm ready, I'm going to go for it. But you know, if you think about prior to that moment, you were on one trajectory, you were on one path, and then you decide to change. It's going to take some distance to change that path. It's going to take some work. It's going to take a different molding for your journey. And so, you know, it's hard to understand that sometimes as a human, that patience or that time that it takes to get to somewhere. But if you really look at it from a higher perspective, why wouldn't there be? Because we are changing an identity, we're changing a way of being to match a new way of being. So, you know, so yeah, but the rabbit was ready to jump. It's almost like you're ready to jump into, you're ready to go for it, you're ready to do the next adventure, even for some of you. But just ride the wave here. Ride the wave and be kind to yourself as well. We've also got Cow, the Empress, abundance, creativity, fertility. Right? So it's interesting because I was going to say the mother energy comes up, but it's the Empress. Of course, it's the mother energy. But I do feel like there is that, you know, mothering aspect here. So for some of you, you may be parents that are watching, not all of you. But, you know, this could be, or maybe you want to work with children or something like that as well for some of you. Maybe that's something that you're really wanting to do. There's also nourishment here, because I'm kind of seeing the cow being milked, and it's kind of like that milk, or the milk feeding the little cow and giving it nourishment to grow. And so if there is anything that you've been waiting on, it's kind of like a time of you receiving from the universe, receiving everything you need for the next steps that you're going to take. And I know I've said different messages here, so please take it, but I'm just getting so many messages. For some of you, like you're riding this wave, what I'm getting is, for some of you, it's like things are going to take off very, very quickly and suddenly soon. Very quickly and suddenly. And just like that rabbit was ready to jump. And so you need to be ready to jump. You need to be ready to take off. And so Spirit's saying, like, you had to have that time to rest, to take nourishment, to be looked after, to seek the answers within, so that you could move forwards on this path of your heart, because it's going to happen very quickly. We've got the Knight of Cups. Look at that beautiful dolphin. Joy, true romance, trickster. Okay, that's what it says on this card. But I feel as though with this, really, joy is standing out to me. And a playful energy. Again, we're talking about child. So this is inner child. This could be to do with your children, your family, as I was saying. But there's that kind of child energy that keeps coming up in this reading. But I feel like joy is going to come very soon as well. And I feel as though, there's a wish being granted as well. There's a wish being granted. So whether this is to do with a family conflict, a relationship renewal, a child that you're wanting born, a family concept that you've been wanting to bring into reality, but there's some wish that's going to be granted here. It just needed to take time for you to be ready. Okay? And it's so interesting, because when I look at this card, I can actually hear in my inner ear, like I can hear this dolphin calling you. So I don't know, do you like dolphins? If you're near water, can you see the dolphins? But also it kind of like brings me to mind, like, you know, when you can actually look up on YouTube, you can look up dolphin sounds. It can be quite healing. So that might be a message for you. But there's a calling here. Yeah, there's a calling. What's calling you? What's calling your heart? Group number 2. Yeah, let's get another message here. Joy. What's calling you? Joy. And your path, the path of your heart, is going to bring you joy. Look, we've got joy, and I was saying joy was standing out with this card. Play, joy, happiness, this sense of accepting yourself, accepting experiences, accepting the world around you. And that releases you. It releases you a lot. And I feel like, sorry, I sometimes forget when I'm channeling, but I'm pretty sure I was talking about the karmic cords and things like that. there's cutting away of those, and that's going to free you. It's almost like dropping a heavy suit off you, or dropping a bag of stones off your back that you've been traveling with. And yeah. You know what? I'm trying to remember what I've said before, and I cannot remember. And then I'm like, why aren't I remembering, Spirit? And Spirit said to me, because they're not going to remember all of the conflict soon. It's like, it's just all the joy. You're gonna forget that mess. If there's mess that's going on, conflict that's going on, I feel it's going to fall away, and it's almost like you're not even going to remember all the aspects of it. It's just going to fall away. And you'll realize why too, this waiting period. There is pausing, because I keep pausing as well. And it's always like every time I pause, I want to come back in. I want to come back in. I want to hear Spirit. So there's also a message here around every time you're not sure about the next step, or you're unsure on how to relate to someone else, or what you should do within a situation, I feel like Spirit's asking you to just take a moment to sit back and listen and ask those questions. What is my next step? Because it'll come to you. All right, you're very intuitive. All right, let's get some messages from the angels, gods, and goddesses. We've got Angel of Union. Partnership is blessed and destined for greatness. So yeah, we're talking about a partnership here. There's a renewal here. And there could be also a partnership of union that is around the corner for some of you as well. But there's more alignment coming in, because you're aligning with you. Angel of Addiction Healing. This is a time of positive transformation and healing. And then you have Goddess of Psychic Protection. What you believe you create, no one can harm you. All right. And on the back it says the Goddess of Justice. What seems an injustice is actually a blessing. I came up with the last group as well. There's peace coming into any situation in your life where there's been conflict, okay? And there's peace in regards to if there's been any addictions, and you know, addictions can be anything really. You can have shopping addictions, you can have gambling addictions, and drugs and alcohol addiction, you can have obsessive thinking, you know, whatever it may be for you, food, fitness, it can be anything that we do too much of, that's kind of we're doing to distract ourselves. I feel like that there's healing coming in from that as well, if that's resonating with you. Or maybe there's somebody around you who's been experiencing addiction, and you're protected from this, okay? You're being protected from this. Also with the message of what you believe you create, no one can harm you. So it's just saying keep your thoughts clear. Try and keep your thoughts clear. Like for some of you as well, this could be with the what you believe you create. As I said, it can be your thinking. So obsessive thinking, or thinking of worst case scenario, or making up stories in your mind, like you know, I can sometimes do this myself when something is not happening when it should, or when there's some sort of, you know, conflict. You could be thinking, and you know, in your mind that one thing, which in reality it's actually another. So there could be illusion that's going on here as well within your track of thinking. So if that's the case, you know, be kind to yourself, and take a moment to look within, and try and clear away the story and get to the heart of the matter. Okay. But there is unity coming here, and there is renewal, and as I said to you, some will fall away, some will reunite. And I feel as though you're on your own journey now. You've set this course for yourself, and you are in that driver's seat, group number 2. I just want to pull your energy in too, because I feel as though your energy may be a little bit scattered at times. I feel as though you might have your hand in many pots as well, as a figure of speech. Like I feel as though your energy could be going to many different places, especially if you've got a lot of dynamics happening around you. It'll depend on your situation, whoever's watching. But it's like, yeah, and you know what? I just picked up this card, Joy. So joy is going to be a way out of it. A way out of your thinking patterns, a way out of the conflicts, a way out of your situation is going to be experiencing joy. That is going to switch your mindset. Yeah, and pull your energy back in. It just seems like, you know, some of you parents, you might be a lot going on with your children, and you might be reaching out to them. All right, so yeah, nourishment, self-nourishment, joy, following your path, your sovereignty, pulling your energy back into yourself. All right, so that is the messages I have for you, group number 2. If you resonated and liked this reading, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment to help support the channel, and to watch more videos in the future. Sending you so much love. Bye for now. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your reading. So we're doing messages from the healing temple. That's healing messages for you today. So you chose this mandala, which is response, and I don't know the actual write up on all of these cards. I'm just giving you the messages that I'm channeling through from spirit and from my intuition. You know, it's really interesting because when I look at this card, I see her jumping. It's almost like she's taking a leap of faith. She's jumping into this water. It seems like there's a lot of joy and happiness. It feels really like your reading feels quite light. It almost feels like there's a renewal as well, but I also feel like there's a leap of faith. You're acting on something. I also feel like there could be new love. It's kind of like that feeling. It could be new love for anything. It could be new love for a person. It could be renewal, but it could be like a new job or something new that you're embarking on. But it kind of feels like, you know, that energy when you're starting something new and you're so excited and you've got all your energy and your passion. It's passion. That's what I'm feeling. Something really passionate. And it feels like almost like meeting a new love, and you know, you're so open to it and responsive to it, and you're just ready to go. Nothing's holding you back, and you're just so excited. Like it's like the sun is on you, the daylight is out, the sun and the moon is connected. Like, I don't know, it just rainbows and butterflies. I don't know, I'm even like getting childish in my reading, so that's kind of like the energy. It's that real innocence and happiness and openness. Like, yeah, wow, like that is really healing, because that is just so, there's an opening here. There's definitely an opening. Your reading is starting with a huge opening, and it's interesting because I say opening, but yet there's like, I'm feeling this physical pain in my heart. So like maybe maybe this has been a wish. Maybe this is a wish coming true. And it's like your heart just kind of like, it's breaking open or something. It's like maybe you've had it locked up, you know, with a key, and then you meet someone and it's like, whew, I can't lock that anymore. It's like, I got to open that. I got to open it because I love it so much. I'm just going to open my heart. It's like, that's the feeling I'm getting. And it's like, whew, whew, I don't know. I can't even put words to it. How can you put words to feelings sometimes? I don't know. I've got to try and do it because I get a lot of my messages that way. Whew. But wow, like it feels really good. And it's interesting because I feel like getting another mandala card for you. I picked it up just automatically. Whew. No wonder why. Inspired action. Yeah, that's what I said. Passion. I mean, look at this. You've got a volcano of love hearts. Oh my God, maybe you've been on a path to love and all of a sudden it erupts. It's just like maybe you bump into someone and it's like, whoa, that is the woman or man of my dreams. It's just like, wow. It's like tower moment in a good way. That's what it is. This is a tower moment in a good way. Look at that. Kisses. We've got the heart, we've got path. It's like something, and it doesn't have to be romantic love, guys. That is the feeling I'm getting. This is something inspires you greatly. This could be purpose. Something inspires you greatly, and it's just going to break that heart open. Woof. It's just like heart explodes with such passion. It's passion, man. It's fireworks. It's just erupting with goodness. And it's like, excuse me, I got a burp. And when I burp, do you remember I was saying I'm feeling like this heart pain? It's like whatever broke your heart or whoever broke your heart in the past, that is releasing. Because when I burp, that's releasing the energy. So I felt the pain in the heart, and then now it broke open, and now it's like, whew, that's coming out. So there's this action, this passion that's happening, and it's like, whew, your response just opens you up. And yeah, what else can I say? This is really, really good. I just really like this reading already. Whoa, the card just fell out. Two of them actually. We have here grateful. Yeah, you're gonna feel so grateful. Group number 3, you're just gonna feel like, wow, the world's opening up for me. Like this is a dream come true. Something is a dream come true here. It's like, yeah, and you look at her sovereignty. Look at the crown. The stars are aligned. Stars are aligning for you. This is what the Healing Temple wants to let you know, that the stars are aligned. And if it hasn't happened, it's gonna happen. There is about to be a tower moment in your life, and it's going to be for a very bloody good tower moment. Excuse my language. It's going to be a good tower moment. It's an explosion. It's like it's going to be like, I don't even know. It's almost like fireworks in the night sky. You couldn't see as if you can't see anything in the night. And then all of a sudden these beautiful fireworks come out, and that's what I'm feeling for you. It's like there's a breakthrough happening. That's a good word for it too, breakthrough. An absolute breakthrough with a new beginning here with this butterfly. And just you feeling so much gratitude, respect for yourself. I feel as though too, with this sovereignty that I'm getting, it's almost like I feel like you come to understand like why the path has been the way it is. Like, look at the windy path. It's almost like, have you ever heard that song, Bless the Broken Road? And it's essentially, it's like every other lover was leading the way to the one. And so it feels like that kind of energy. And this could be anything, any dream of yours, really, anything that you're passionate about. It's like you realize and you have respect for the journey, because it's like, yeah, everything that I've experienced and every path that I've taken has led me to now. And this is when it breaks through. This is the pinnacle here, point of breakthrough. And I'm getting crown chakra tingles. Spirit is so happy for you. Spirit, you're respecting spirit. It's almost like you renew your faith in spirit again. It's like, it's like, even if you had faith before, it's like, I feel like this is something big, and it's something that necessarily hasn't happened for you before. It could be like a really big dream of yours to become, famous and you get recognized, something like that. And it's like, along that path, you would have doubted that path, and, maybe you've been told it's going to happen, it's going to happen, it's going to happen, and you're like, oh, it's never going to happen. And then, and now I'm still feeling the tingles in my head, and spirit, and this is like, oh yeah, okay, what spirit said was true, like this is really happening. And it's a major breakthrough. And so you have respect, renewed respect for yourself, for life. And yeah, I can't even, like, It's just taking the words. I feel winded almost. It could be like, you know, when and there's another card wanting to come out. You know, I've got this song going through my head. You took the words right out of my mouth. I can't sing it, but yeah. Anyway, that's a love song, isn't it? Anyway, maybe look that up. You know, you took the words right out of my mouth. Anyway, that's coming up for me. Wow. Okay, keep grounded through this period, because I am lost with the fairies right now. Like, I'm literally just vibing. I'm like, I'm not even in the ground. I feel like I'm up in the sky and floating in my own bliss. That's what I feel like. That's your energy, guys. I picked out 2 other cards, and look what come out. Sincere relationships and unconditional love. So for some of you, this is definitely a romantic partnership that you've been longing for, that's just going to fall into your world. Can we say that? Fall into your world. Just grace itself with its presence, and you're just like, wow, bless that broken road. Look up that song if you wish. You don't have to. Oh my gosh. Hang on, let me just ground myself. Take a deep breath. Okay. All right. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I think I've said it enough that this is something, whatever it is, it's a dream come true. Oh, that's what I was going to say before I lost it. Was it could be even like, you know, you wanting to win the lottery, and you're like, I'm going to win the lottery one day, and then you win the lottery. You know, it's like, oh my God, I've won the lottery. What am I going to do? Like, it's happened. It's actually happened. You know, it's that feeling. Okay, so whew, something big here, something big for you. I'm just so happy for you, like incredibly happy. Anyway, let's see what other messages they have for you. We have the Hanged Man, self-surrender, prophetic powers, and facing darkness. We've got the Fool. We've got childlike wonder, trust and freedom. And we have the World, beautiful beginnings, sacred contracts, and infinite possibilities. You know, color my world with happiness every day. Sorry, I'm not a singer, but I'm getting all the songs in my head at the moment. So yeah, your world, colorful, happiness. You know, this says sacred contracts. So there's, you know, for some of you, this is like a sacred, you know, it could be a business partnership, friendship, romantic relationship. I feel like for a lot of you, there's some beautiful romantic relationship here for sure on the cards. But yeah, it's the world. Infinite possibilities. It's just like breakthrough. Look at the rainbow. It's like a rainbow. There's gold at the end of the rainbow, and you're hitting that gold. Oh, and I'm just keep burping. There's so much healing. It's almost like, if some of you have been doing like self-healing work and stuff like that, like, you know, everybody talks about that. It's like you doing inner work. If you've been doing that and you're like, what is happening? I've been doing my inner work for like years. And it's like, when is it ever going to happen? And it's almost like with this break-free moment, when this volcano goes off, when this leap of faith happens for you, whatever it is in your world, it's almost like the healing happens instantaneously. It's almost like the weights that you've been carrying throughout your life are just instantly drop off and you're free. All right, so that's the feeling I'm getting. We've got here the Puppin, the Fool, childlike wonder, trust. What am I saying? I'm getting carried away in the wind here. Birds. You know, I'm getting carried away. The Fool. It's like that, you can bring back that oh, it could be a childhood dream you've had even, but that childhood innocence and trust for life again. Because you can actually, you've got the proof in the pudding, right? You've got the proof there. You can tangibly see it now, and you're like, yeah, this stuff is real, right? This stuff is real. So yeah, for some of you, you're taking a leap of faith. I said that with the Fool. It's like your passion aligns, and you take that leap, you open your heart, you go for it, and it's going to be rewarding for you, right? Maybe some of you have felt like you've been hanging in the wind here, all right? But yeah, maybe some of you face some darkness here, okay? And I feel like too with the bat, I almost feel like there may be a little bit of like, when this happens, this breakthrough, you know, you may need to like kind of suspend yourself for a minute, like just take some time out for a moment just to take it all in, because I almost feel like your world's gonna be upside down. Yes, thank you, Spirit. Yeah, they just said your world's gonna be upside down. Literally, it's just like it's flipping on the wayside. It's like flipping, and you're gonna see the world in a new perspective, in a new way. That's the message. That's what they're saying so strongly here. It's like that's why the weight just drops off you, because you see everything so much clearer and from a whole different perspective, which is the bat, right? Because the bat's hanging upside down. That's what the hangman is. The hangman is hanging there and seeing the world from a different angle. And that's what you're going to see. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I don't even know where to go with this. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't think there's anything much more I can say. I can get some more messages from the angels, gods and goddesses, but like, yeah, your messages today are, there is a breakthrough, there is passion, there's a new path, there's just such great, and look, unconditional love, right? Wow. So beautiful. All right, we have the angel of the universe. We have angel of communication. And we have angel of pleasure. Of course. Of course. So, angel of the universe, you are being encouraged to expand your thinking, right? Your thinking is being expanded. You're going to see things in a new light. I also want to say, like, this breakthrough, it's going to happen. And so they're saying, believe it. Like, they're saying, if you're in this suspension at the moment, maybe you are suspended at the moment and you can't see it. But it's like, the angels are saying, you know, believe that it's going to happen, because it is. It's like, but I really feel like they're saying that, I'm hearing in my head, it's like your whole brain is going to expand. It's like your whole way of seeing things is going to expand very soon. Angel of communication. Communicate clearly. Don't be afraid to tell it like it is. Yeah. There's communication coming in here. You're going to get some news about something and you're just going to open up. You know, it's like one day everything changes. But this is a good thing. This is a good thing. It's going to bring you a lot of pleasure. Take pleasure in the things you do. She's just happy. Right? We've got sun rays. We've got the moon. Right? The fishes, abundance. She's feeling abundant. She's feeling pleasure. She's feeling happy. Oh my goodness. I don't know what else to say. I feel like there's one more. Oh, I've got, I don't know. I'll pick one of these. Opulence. It's time to lead. Wow. Can you see those antennas? And I put it on top of angel of communication. Interesting. Perhaps for some of you, this is like you moving into a role of leadership, perhaps, or it's like a leveling up in your life. It's definitely a leveling up. Like, you know, I don't even want to go further in this reading because it's just so, I think I've touched on it, and I don't want to muddy these waters because the waters are so clear. And yeah, I just went and got the book for this card because I felt guided to go and read this message. You know, I was hearing, go and read the message to them. So I'm like, okay, and this is from Magick of You Oracle. It says, there is a great wisdom in going with life's flow and choosing battles, conflicts, and accepting change wisely and peacefully. There is also a time to assert your authority and trust your wisdom and leadership skills. People and situations are now looking to you for guidance. Wear your success and assets proudly. They are well earned. It's time to be a light so others may follow. Right? So this is you. in your abundance, the breakthrough that's happening, and you showing others how to be in that light, how to, you know, have those dreams come true through all of your fortitude, your, you know, through all of your you making your dreams happen, because you've made it happen, right? It's happened at the right time, and you can enjoy it, and others get to see that and learn from that, and you have guidance from that that you can share. All right, so some of you may be taking on roles where you're teaching or leading or communicating. Maybe that's why the communication's here as well, is that you may be becoming you may be speaking or YouTubing or do something like that, and sharing your message in some way. So that is the reading I have for you today. If you liked and resonated with this reading and you'd like to see more of these videos, please don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. Thank you so much. Much love. Bye bye.